The elegant dining room of my father's mansion felt suffocating as he set down his wine glass with practiced disdain. Still playing with computers, Olivia? When are you going to join a real company like your sister? I adjusted my smartwatch, the prototype of my company's latest innovation that would soon revolutionize the tech industry, though my family didn't know that yet. My startup is doing fine, Dad, I replied quietly, watching my sister Victoria preen at the head of the table, her recent promotion to VP at Maxwell Technologies clearly inflating her already considerable ego. Fine. Victoria laughed, the sound sharp as broken code. Your little garage operation barely has enough funding to keep the lights on. Meanwhile, Maxwell just closed a billion-dollar deal for our new AI platform. If they only knew that Maxwell's revolutionary AI platform was already obsolete compared to what my company, Novatech, had developed. The algorithm running on my smartwatch could process data faster than their entire server farm. Speaking of deals, my father continued, swirling his wine, Victoria's team is leading the industry in artificial intelligence. That's real success, not this hobby of yours. My phone buzzed discreetly. A message from my CTO. Final tests complete. Algorithm performing 300% better than projected. Major tech companies already showing interest. Of course, I murmured, taking a sip of water. How's the Morrison contract working out? Victoria's smile faltered slightly. Morrison Global, the largest potential client in the tech sector, had been showing signs of dissatisfaction with Maxwell's outdated technology. What my family didn't know was that Morrison's CEO had secretly visited my garage operation last week. The Morrisons are perfectly happy, Victoria snapped. Not that you'd understand enterprise-level contracts. My phone buzzed again. Morrison Group requesting immediate meeting. They've seen the test results. I thought about the irony of the situation. While my family mocked my hobby, Novatech had quietly developed quantum computing technology that would make traditional AI platforms obsolete. The patent applications were already filed, and the major tech publications were preparing to break the story. Olivia, my father sighed, it's time to face reality. Not everyone is cut out for real success. Victoria has proven herself in the corporate world. Perhaps she could help you find an entry-level position at Maxwell. Victoria brightened at the suggestion. Of course. We always need people to handle basic coding tasks. Something more, your speed. I suppressed a smile, thinking about the quantum processor hidden in my watch, technology that would soon make Maxwell's entire infrastructure obsolete. Thank you, I replied, but I'm comfortable with my current position. Position? Victoria scoffed. You work in a converted warehouse with a team of misfits. That's not a position, that's a delusion. If she only knew that my team of misfits included 3 Nobel laureates in physics, 5 former Silicon Valley CTOs, and some of the brightest minds in quantum computing. All of them had signed on after seeing early prototypes of our technology. My phone lit up with another message. Google, Amazon, and Apple all requesting meetings. Word's getting out about the quantum breakthrough. At least consider it, my father pressed. Victoria's division is doing extraordinary things with AI. You could learn so much. I thought about the AI systems Victoria was so proud of, systems that would be rendered obsolete by Novatech's quantum processors within months. How's Maxwell's stock doing? I asked innocently, knowing their share price had been declining as rumors of technological stagnation spread. Minor market fluctuations, Victoria dismissed, but I caught the worry in her eyes. Nothing that concerns us. My watch quietly processed another million calculations, its quantum core silently proving her wrong. Tomorrow the tech world would learn just how concerned they should be. Well, I stood gathering my things, this has been enlightening. But I should get back to my hobby. Don't be bitter, sis, Victoria called after me. Not everyone can handle real technology development. As I walked to my car, an understated Tesla that hid more computing power than Maxwell's entire R&D department. My phone buzzed one final time. The press release was ready. Novatech unveils revolutionary quantum computing platform. Looking back at the mansion, I thought about how quickly things would change. By this time tomorrow, my family would learn what playing with computers really meant. And it would be worth far more than Victoria's billion-dollar deal. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's making them need what they mocked. and soon they would need my technology more than they could imagine. The next morning I sat in my office at Novatech's headquarters. Not the garage operation my family imagined, but a cutting-edge facility carefully hidden in an unassuming warehouse. The wall of screens before me displayed real-time reactions as our press release hit the wire. "Ms. Wright," my executive assistant Daniel rushed in, "every major tech company CEO is trying to reach you. Maxwell Technologies stock just dropped 15% in pre-market trading." I watched the chaos unfold across financial markets. Our quantum computing announcement had sent shockwaves through the tech industry. Victoria's revolutionary AI platform at Maxwell was already being labeled obsolete by industry analysts. "Has my sister called yet?" I asked, knowing Victoria's morning routine of checking market updates over her premium coffee. 17 missed calls in the last 10 minutes, Daniel replied with a slight smile. "And your father's office has been trying to reach you since the announcement broke." My phone buzzed with a frantic text from Victoria. "What the hell is this? Novatech's quantum breakthrough can't be real. Call me immediately." Before I could respond, another message flashed across my screen. This one from Morrison Global CEO. "Meeting in 20 minutes? We're prepared to terminate our Maxwell contract immediately." I smiled, remembering Victoria's smug dismissal of my understanding of enterprise-level contracts. The Morrison deal had been Maxwell's biggest accomplishment this year, and it was about to disappear. "Ms. Wright," my CTO Sarah entered, tablet in hand. "Maxwell's technical team just tried to access our patent filings. They're realizing their entire AI infrastructure is about to become obsolete." "Of course they are," I murmured, pulling up the technical specifications that would soon be public. "How long until they understand the full implications?" "Based on their current architecture?" Sarah grinned. "They already know they're in trouble. Your sister's division is practically obsolete as of this morning." My office door burst open as Daniel rushed back in. "Ms. Wright, Maxwell's board has called an emergency meeting. And your father's here." "In the lobby." I stood straightening my blazer. Perfect timing. "Show him up." Through the security feeds, I watched my father pace in the lobby, his usual confident demeanor shattered as he took in the scale of Novatech's real operation. The converted warehouse housed technology that would reshape the entire industry. "Olivia." He burst into my office, then stopped short at the view of our quantum research lab below. What is all this?" "This." I gestured to the facility humming with activity. "This is what playing with computers looks like, Dad. Welcome to Novatech's actual headquarters." His face paled as he scanned the wall of screens showing Maxwell's plummeting stock price and the soaring valuations of my company. "But Victoria said your company was just a small startup." "Victoria says a lot of things," I replied calmly. "Like how Maxwell's AI platform was revolutionary. Or how I couldn't handle real technology development." My phone lit up with another market alert. Maxwell's stock had dropped another 10%. Their board meeting had clearly begun. "The quantum computing breakthrough," my father said weakly. "That's yours. Along with about 50 other patents that just made Maxwell's entire technology stack obsolete," I confirmed. "Those basic coding tasks Victoria offered me? They wouldn't even scratch the surface of what we're doing here." As if on cue, the screens displayed breaking news. "Morrison Global terminates Maxwell contract, seeks partnership with Novatech." "That's impossible," he whispered. Morrison was Victoria's biggest victory. I finished for him. Morrison was just the first domino to fall. By the end of today, every major tech company will be abandoning Maxwell's outdated systems. Including yours. His face showed the dawning realization that his successful daughter's division was crumbling, while the daughter who was playing with computers had revolutionized the industry. "Now," I sat back down at my desk, "I believe Victoria's board meeting should be wrapping up soon. You might want to be there when she learns exactly what my hobby has done to her career." The next hour would change everything, and I was just getting started. Part 3 of my plan would teach my family the true meaning of technological innovation. And it would begin with a very different kind of family meeting. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving them wrong, it's making them obsolete. And Maxwell Technologies was about to learn just how obsolete they'd become. The afternoon sun streamed through the quantum-tinted windows of my office as I watched Maxwell Technologies' emergency board meeting unfold through our corporate intelligence feeds. Victoria sat in her VP chair, her usual confidence shattered as their technical team explained the full implications of Novatech's breakthrough. Ms. Wright, Daniel entered with a stack of contracts. We've received partnership proposals from every major tech company in the Fortune 500. And Maxwell's shareholders are demanding immediate action on their deteriorating market position. I nodded, monitoring the real-time data showing Maxwell's stock in free fall. Their entire business model, the one Victoria had bragged about at dinner, was crumbling in real time. Has the technical analysis team finished their review? I asked, knowing the report would confirm what I'd known for months. Maxwell's technology was fundamentally obsolete. Yes. Sarah, my CTO, entered with a comprehensive breakdown. Their entire AI infrastructure would need to be rebuilt from the ground up to even begin competing with our quantum systems. Conservative estimate, 3 years behind us, minimum. My phone buzzed continuously with messages from Victoria, each one more desperate than the last. This has to be a mistake. Our technical team says this is impossible. Answer your phone. Dad says you're claiming some kind of breakthrough? Please, Olivia. My entire division is at stake. I smiled, remembering her condescending offer of basic coding tasks just yesterday. Now her entire division's future rested in the hands of the sister she'd dismissed as a hobbyist. Ms. Wright, Daniel appeared again. Morrison Global CO is here for the partnership signing. And, your sister has just arrived in the lobby. She's demanding to see you. Perfect timing, I replied, standing to adjust my outfit. The same unfashionable clothes Victoria had mocked, not realizing they contained more computing power than her entire data center. Send them both up. Separately. Through the security feeds, I watched Victoria pace in the lobby, her designer suit and perfect makeup unable to hide her panic. The garage operation she'd laughed at was actually a 12-story advanced research facility, with 3 underground levels dedicated to quantum computing development. Morrison So entered first, his expression eager. Ms. Wright, after seeing your quantum processing demonstrations, we're prepared to transfer all our computing needs to Novatech immediately. All of them. I raised an eyebrow, knowing this would effectively end Maxwell's largest contract. Every single one, he confirmed. Maxwell's technology is, well, let's just say we've seen the future and it's in this building. As we signed the contracts, Victoria was finally escorted up. She burst into my office, then froze at the sight of Morrison's suit. John, she stammered. What are you doing here? Securing his company's future, I answered for him. The Morrison contract is now with Novatech, along with about 30 other major partnerships that will be announced by end of day. Victoria's legs gave out and she sank into a chair. This can't be happening. Your little startup generated more technological advancement in the last year than Maxwell has in its entire history. I completed her thought. Those patents you dismissed, they just made your entire infrastructure obsolete. The screens behind me displayed real-time updates as more companies abandoned Maxwell's platform. Their stock had lost 40% of its value since morning. But we're family, Victoria whispered. You can't do this to me. Family. I laughed softly. Like when you mocked my hobby? Or when you offered me entry-level coding work? No, Victoria. This isn't about family. This is about innovation, about seeing the future while you were busy bragging about the past. My phone lit up with another alert. Maxwell's board had called for an immediate leadership change. Victoria's division was being completely restructured. Your position at Maxwell, I continued, is probably disappearing as we speak. But I'm feeling generous. Novatech is always looking for talented people who are willing to learn. Learn? She looked up sharply. What do you mean? We have an entry-level position open in our quantum computing division. Basic stuff really. Something more, your speed. I echoed her words from dinner, watching them hit home. Victoria's face flushed as she recognized her own condescending phrase. Entry-level? But I'm a VP. We're a VP, I corrected her. Of a division that's now technologically irrelevant. But if you're willing to start from the beginning to actually learn instead of just managing, there might be a place for you here. The screens showed Maxwell's stock dropping another 5% as news of the Morrison contract termination spread. The position starts next week, I continued. You'll need to complete our basic quantum computing training program first. I believe you called it playing with computers. Tears threatened to ruin Victoria's perfect makeup. Olivia, please. My career, everything I've built, was built on outdated technology and inherited positions, I finished for her. Now you have the chance to build something real. Starting from the ground up just like I did. My father chose that moment to return, his face ashen as he clutched printouts of Novatech's patent filings. The technical team finished their analysis. Your quantum processing system, it's decades ahead of anything we have. I know, I replied simply. That's what happens when you spend time actually innovating instead of just talking about innovation at family dinners. The next hours were a blur of activity as more contracts were signed, more partnerships announced, and more of Maxwell's clients defected to Novatech. Victoria sat silently, watching her corporate empire crumble while mine soared. Ms. Wright, Daniel entered one final time. The press conference is ready. They're waiting for your statement about the Morrison partnership and the other major contracts. I stood, straightening my quantum-embedded blazer. Coming. Victoria, HR is on the first floor if you're interested in that entry-level position. Dad, you might want to consider moving your company's computing infrastructure to our platform. Before your competitors do. As I walked to the press conference, I heard Victoria's muffled sob behind me. But this wasn't about revenge. It was about proving that real innovation doesn't need family approval to change the world. The next day's headlines told the story. Novatech's quantum revolution. How a hobby became an industry giant. Maxwell Technologies faces extinction as Novatech dominates market. From garage to global, the Olivia Wright story. But my favorite was the small note in the tech section. Former Maxwell VP takes entry-level position at sister's quantum computing firm. Looking out over my quantum research facility that evening, watching Victoria fill out her employment application several floors below, I thought about innovation. Not the kind that needs corporate titles or family validation, but the kind that reshapes industries and redefines possibilities. Novatech would continue to revolutionize technology, with or without my family's understanding. And maybe, just maybe, Victoria would learn that real success isn't about managing innovation. It's about creating it. The quantum processors hummed quietly in the background, processing more calculations in a second than Maxwell's entire network could handle in a year. Sometimes the best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's making them understand just how right you were. And as I watched my father desperately calling his technical team, trying to salvage his company's future, I knew the lesson had finally hit home. Never mock someone for playing with computers. They might just be inventing the future.